Question I've always wanted to ask top level coaches is how aware are you of public perceptions, supportive and otherwise, that are being expressed on the likes of online forums like the Raw and Green and Gold Rugby, Twitter? Do you get an idea of what's being said out there by the public?
Oh, we're aware. I mean, you know, we live in this society. It's part of what we do, and my approach has always been, but it's a good part. You know, interest is good. No interest is not good. So it's great that people have an opinion, and obviously, you know, there's a lot of access now for everyone to express their opinion. You just got to look at it, you know, in the right light. Interest in the game is what the game's all about, and the public and the public support is key for us. You know, they're like the 16th man. You know, we play for our people, and that's often the point of difference. You only got to look at the home and away stats to understand the meaning in that. So, yeah, it's very important to us. In terms of, I mean, do we feel the negativity, if you like, when there's negativity? Of course we do, you know, because our families and our friends hear it, and you know they don't enjoy it. But you've just got to concentrate on what's important for us, and keep chasing those things. Otherwise, it will derail you. You know, it'll get in the way.
There'd be certain weeks you wouldn't go looking for it in a hurry.
To be frank, I'm more likely to look for it when things are going well. Yeah. Because it is a good source of earthing. Yeah. And there's risks both ways.
There's millions of amateur coaches out there.
The two biggest distractions to continued success, to continued and consistent performance, the two biggest distractions are success and failure. So they're one and the same. You know, it's easy to concentrate on the negative because we are pretty negatively geared as humans, but the positives can also be a distraction. You know, they can also shift your focus from what's important.
You mentioned your family there before. Is it difficult to keep them out of that sort of talk when things aren't going well, and even when there is talk around you know, your future and things like that? You can't keep them out of the papers, I suppose.
No, you can't. The key is, you know, how you spend your time. I've always tried very hard not to take the game home. That's not easy because you flick on TV and there it is, and you know. But I think to a large extent, I've been pretty successful at that.
I mentioned before that I didn't see a lot of you playing. I've only recently found some clips, including of the.
It'd be good if you didn't play them.
I've seen a few clips of the Cavaliers tour in 1986 as well, including
Jeez, you must have dug deep to find that.
A fairly wild brawl against Natal, I think it was, that went. What I actually noticed was a clip of the third Bledisloe Test in '84, which was your last test, as I understand it. What stood out for me was your approach to goal kicking. Essentially heel on the ground, stand the leather ball straight up. You know, walk back a bit of a look, no tee.
Bit of dust and spit or blood.
What I noticed actually was that you used a little bit of sand when you were sort of beyond the 40-metre line to get a bit higher.
I couldn't make an indentation in the ground, mate. It was that hard.
Is that a classic indication of how, I guess, easier the game was back then? Like there was no.
Did you take a look at the ball?
But there was no running man. There was no giving thanks. You know, at the top of your mark. There was no, you know, Quade Cooper shoulders or anything like that. You just sort of looked up and ran in and kicked it.
Yeah, there wasn't too much gear supplied. I think I came back from the last year of provincial rugby simply because they're going to provide a jacket. So maybe I started the right.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean the game was pretty straightforward. It still is.
Yeah.
You know, the sides that thrive still function with the same amateur principles. Yeah. Because they're the point of difference elements. It's not the flash visible stuff, and you know, people get distracted by the fact you can earn an income out of the game. Players that get distracted by that don't achieve longevity, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing that it's still, you know, the groups that play for each other, and it's the ultimate team game. You and master that art, thrive. I think Super Rugby is living proof of that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's not the main economic centres that are dominating Super Rugby. Sure, the Blues won a couple of titles early when they probably had an advantage plus a freak playing group, but since then, there's not too many major centres that have won it.
Auckland and Sydney and Johannesburg have all.
It's more community based.
Yeah. I read an article with Tatafu Poloni on the plane this morning actually, and he described rugby as a simple game made complicated by coaches.
You've very deliberately stayed out of the Super Rugby limelight. Now that it's resumed, you've popped up on TV in the stands every now and again.
Not by choice.
No, I'm sure. Is it harder or easier to watch Super Rugby as an international coach, sort of at that step back?
Oh, it's always easier to watch a game you've got a direct interest in, but we go there for different reasons. You know, we go there and genuinely watch individuals, so we miss the game in many ways. So they're totally different tasks, really.
Is it possible for you to watch a game of Super Rugby unanalytically? Can you watch a game without your coach's hat on, beer in one hand, remote in the other?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, and really enjoy it when that rare opportunity presents itself. No problem switching off. You learn. You have to learn that art as well.
The Lions series next year. What does coaching against the British and Irish Lions do for the coaching CV?
Oh, it depends what comes of it. It's a great opportunity.
It's a safe question. It's a safe question the year before.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for all parties. You know, the game in Australia, for the playing group. You know, it's a special moment in their playing careers, one that a lot don't get. Yeah. You know, they're very conscious of that. You know, we've got a great series coming in the Rugby Championship, but in the back of their minds they also know, and that's where June was a great precursor to that. You know, same coloured jerseys, probably the same coach, and a large number of that playing group possibly. Although I did suggest to Warren he should pick all the Scottish side. It's going to be a great event. You know, for those that were lucky enough to experience it, 2001 was huge. This will be bigger again. I mean, we were in Cardiff last year when they first launched the travel packages, and they had 26,000 hits on the first day for people interested in travelling down. So I hope we've got a good strategy to make sure that it's not just red in the crowd.
Just to finish with, you're involved in Rugby New Zealand for well over 30 years. You're now in your 5th year in Australia, but won't coach forever. What's the Robbie Deans plans for life after coaching?
Well, that's the nature of the industry. I don't have too many. It's one area where I haven't practiced what I preach. But you know, to be honest, when I entered coaching, I thought it was going to be a brief window, and I entered it under duress. In all truth, but I've been very lucky, you know, and I generally don't have any plans on getting. I'll be probably put out to pasture at that point. I'm starting to get a bit long in the tooth. You don't know when that comes. It's like players, you know. You just don't know when your last outing is, and the key is to approach every outing with that in mind and make the most of the experience and the opportunity. And I'll cross that other bridge when it comes.
Fantastic. Robbie, thanks for your time today.
No trouble,
Cheers.
Mate. Thank you.